Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another OS77 StarCraft 2 cast. This is going to be game number 2 of a best-of-3 series between MVP TAiLS, the blue Protoss at the top right of MLG Shakura's Plateau, and EG DeMusliM, the purple Terran at the bottom left. So, in this TVP series, I don't mean to spoil this for you, so please do check out game number 1 if you haven't already. DeMusliM was able to capture the game with a very strong containment pressure style. So he was able to get a critical mass of Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, pretty much Terran Bio Ball, and kept TAiLS on 2 bases. Even though TAiLS got all the way up to 2-2 and was researching his 3-3 upgrades, and he was going for more of a Charge Rod Archon kind of playstyle, DeMusliM just kept the heat on at the right times, was able to avoid any critical force fields, and force the GG out of TAiLS. So this is from the Gigabyte Esports LAN Invitational, held from the 15th to 17th of June, with a reasonable prize pool of $11,000. This is from the group play stages of this event, and it seems to me as though both players are opening up fairly standard as they did last game, and we saw in that game number 1, DeMusliM fast expanded and followed shortly by TAiLS, but the true critical advantage was that our English Terran, playing for Team Evil Geniuses, was able to get up to more than 2 bases. His pressure kept his opponent down. It was on Cloud Kingdom, and that's a fairly fast expand favorable map. And so TAiLS was able to get 2 bases going, but once DeMusliM kept him contained, he could just not get that third. I mean, the third on Cloud Kingdom is in a very vulnerable position, open to pushes from multiple angles and just different forms of aggression. So it's truly a pain to defend if you're trying to keep even with your opponent in terms of bases. So TAiLS just getting his regular cybernetic score timing with 3 probes on gas. DeMusliM going to be scouting him now, and just to try to see if there's any sort of crazy cheeses up. We can see right there he was clicking to see if there's a really fast a Nexus first kind of build, but there is no such thing. And so we're going to see a very fast CC coming here from DeMusliM. I'm quite sure this is faster than the last game. I could be wrong, but I just do not remember it coming at the 3:30 mark. He's going to go for that bunker expand, which is common for Terrans. It's easy enough to hold it down in the very early game. So Warp Gate Tech coming at a generally reasonable timing. And our TAiLS does actually have 400 minerals banked, so he is going to try to drop that into a Nexus, and he does. So this seems to be more of a favorable macro style for both players. Once again, DeMusliM fast expanding and TAiLS shortly following it. So this Scout Zealot here just kind of poking around the map, seeing exactly where DeMusliM is, because I do not believe that TAiLS knows. No, he does not. So a little bit late scout, but he will find his opponent soon enough. And now double factory coming at the main of DeMusliM. He hasn't really needed gas quite yet, just getting that very fast command center, completely mineral heavy. I mean, the orbital command, 150 minerals, the command center 400, so not a single drop of gas. Now TAiLS going to be dropping 2 gateways of his own, so it looks like he might be going for a 3-gate robo with the fast expansion. Let's see exactly what he's going to do in just a moment here. So 3 Marines filling that bunker, nothing too much of note. Let's check our harvester count. 4 probes advantage for TAiLS, so we usually do see that. That is, of course, thanks to the chrono boost advantage, but right now TAiLS is expending those on his cybernetic score to ensure that his warp gate is able to finish. DeMusliM just producing a tech lab on one of his barracks, and this is a reactor. I can tell from the circular shape of it even when it's building. So now this warp gate tech is just about to finish, so it will be quite interesting to see exactly what TAiLS decides to warp in. He could go for a kind of early timing to try to catch DeMusliM off guard on 2 bases. There is this bunker here, but if he's able to catch his opponent out of position, where DeMusliM just took his Marines out of the bunker, so if he was able to catch them outside of it and force field here, that could be a real critical turning point, a pivotal moment in the battle. Now it looks like he's planning to do just that. He's moving up a reasonable force of 3 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, and 2 Sentries, including that initial Scout Zealot. what has he seen of his opponent? He's only just seen the expand, so he knows where his opponent is, but he does not know much of his tech route. So he's now bringing this whole force up, even warping in an established proxy pylon that I failed to notice. So he's now trying to catch those Marines out of position, like I said, and the supply depot here, not really favorable for bunker positioning. It will be taken down, and any Marines trying to do damage to these Stalkers will as well. So that will be a pain for DeMusliM. He's forced to mass repair the supply depot, and if it does go down, I believe he will be supply blocked or very close to it. Now, a lot of SCVs repairing it back up to full health, but they will soon die. And another full warp cycle, so just these 3 gates just constantly warping in, probably getting chrono boosted. I am not going to check because DeMusliM is now supply blocked, and that really is completely cutting off his growth. There's those pivotal force fields for TAiLS, cutting off any sort of mass repairs. DeMusliM's SCV is actually idle for a moment there. He's forced to pull them all off. Definitely stutter stepping well, but I don't think he has enough SCVs to serve as a critical meat shield. He just does not have any forces, and I think he's going to call the GG, which he does right as I'm in the midst of talking about it. So there we go. All of our observers have left the game, and that was a good one. Just a nice timing push to catch his opponent off guard. Very smartly thought out from TAiLS. He just figured, why not? Because even though DeMusliM was quite even with him, they were both fast expanded, DeMusliM even had the bunker, TAiLS just got strong positioning, made use of that proxy pylon, had a very nice 2-base economy under his belt, very dangerous when you get a 2-base Protoss. So that is all, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you in game number 3. This series will be pretty epic, I'm sure. It will have to go to an ace match, but I'll see you then. Hope you enjoyed.